So at 10 minutes, 55 seconds, are you talking about, I'm pretty confident what he's talking about is how it's going to dilute the liquidity providers. I don't know if anyone remembers me talking about this, but I was a big advocate for, does anyone realize that 99.9% of the liquidity supplied on the PRC20 side is going to get diluted because there's going to be, and I thought it was just going to be a 10,000 to 1 ETH at the time, pairing on the other side, because there has to be, it's based on a ratio. And since the ETH side is being diluted, that fixer bot is going to have 99.9% of the supply of the PRC20s on the other side, which is great because now the liquidity providers cannot exit the game. The liquidity will stay there for people to provide against. Yep.
For everybody, you have to realize that the ratio is not to 10,000, it's to 1.2 million. That's what's making it
2 million.
Yeah. So where's that number coming from?
From the total supply that we have.
That's the testnet version 2 total supply right now, which I don't think that's 100% correct. I think
total supply of what? ETH?
Pulse to ETH. Pulse to ETH.
Yeah.
Pulse versus.
So that's the ratio between Pulse and ETH.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, there's 1.2 million times more Pulse in the Pulse ecosystem than there is ETH in the ETH ecosystem.
And the bot has to fix that, basically. It has to fix the ratio on all of the pools.
Yep.
So it's gonna get it's gonna get all the liquidity, and then it's gonna put it into its own pool. And it has to do this, it has to buy off all the supply. No, sorry, let's do it this way. It's buying it all, and then it's pushing Pulse into the pool. And then it's gonna make a new one with the same ratios where he's inputting Pulse and the token. And then there will be basically 2 pools that have the leftovers, and then the new one which has also the same ratio.
So
I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Go ahead.
I'm going to recommend you guys, if you're providing liquidity, you are going to be diluted. If you are currently providing liquidity on Uniswap, perhaps you guys pull your liquidity, moments, if not hours before, if you even know it's coming, maybe days if he gives us enough heads up. He's wise to not tell everyone. What I would do is I'd wait for 48 hours to pass, let 24 hours go past once the new network is live, allow the price to be set at 0 for the first 24 hours for tax purposes for a lot of us in those taxable jurisdictions. At hour 24, 25, run the fixer bot, and at hour 48 say, okay, you guys, your balances are correct and you're ready to go on live. I hope he gives us a little bit of heads up, but I think it's best to not be gamed by letting everyone know it's been running for 48 hours, you guys can hop on.
Right, because this is kind of what we saw for Big Payday, right? Where everybody tried to jump in and then jump out.
Yep, exactly right. So don't make the same assumptions that you guys did with the previous things. If you did it right, then keep doing what you're doing, because I have a feeling it's going to do it again. But with the liquidity pools, you're going to be diluted quite a lot. So you're best to just be holding the copy at the time of the fork. But I think it's brilliant that he's right, because they can't just pull liquidity. All the people who don't like Pulse, who got all their free ERC20s copied into PRC20s, they can't just pull their liquidity. So liquidity is going to be available there. And that first trade that happens is going to correct all the ratios for all the liquidity pools, because they're all tied together. And it's going to, I think you're going to see prices higher than you expect. I really do.
Really?
So
what's your gut say?
About half a penny for Pulse.
What the? Are you kidding?
Nah.
I'm not kidding you. So what I did is I took
2 zeros and a 5? Really?
So what I did is I took, and it's a little bit off, but I took the current ETH price, and ETH is dumped recently.
Wait. I can retire once Pulse launches?
Yeah, right. If so, it's gonna. People gotta take.
That would be like 100x from SEC.
Well, let me explain. Let me explain where I got my formula from.
I'm sorry.
And then if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. This is all speculation, guys. This is all speculation. But if we're doing this based upon the ratios, and it's going to be diluted by about a million X the Ethereum to Pulse dilution. You're looking at taking the current ETH price, divide that by approximately 1 million, and that should be your Pulse price at the instant that the automatic fixer bot makes that first trade and corrects all of the
gonna
ratios
be dumped
on the Pulse
so
swap.
hard, and then
hard.
Yeah, it makes sense.
One person will get.
but like
that
the opening
price.
price, the opening price, yeah, you might be right.
It makes sense.
It's like it was.
That's what Richard
it's,
said.
Yep.
That's literally what he said.
Mm-hmm.
No promises. It's speculation. It's not.
Yeah, of course.
Advice. I'm just some dumbass on the internet, and if you listen to me, then you deserve to get wrecked.
Go back to the interview and listen to what Richard said.
Yep.
Because you're saying exactly what he said. You're just giving numbers now. That's all.
Yep. And that's just based upon the ratios, the current ratios. If there's some kind of variable that I'm missing, I'm more than welcome to hear out your guys' input and fix my worldview. I'm okay with that.
Yo, check.
I thank you, Matthew Bailey, for the 10 pounds. I appreciate it. You guys, we thrive and live off of these super chats. They're obviously a lot more prevalent when the price of Hex is going up. We get a lot more of them at that point in time. But we appreciate it, guys. Every dollar that DS has ever made has been rolled back into production. We've got editors now. We've got people running our social media accounts. We've got people that we're actually hiring people that didn't get into Hex early like the rest of the OGs. So we're trying to employ Hexicans. So RG and I, we've lost a lot of money by donating out of our own pockets to make a lot of these products happen for you guys. And Wales can attest to this. So I'm not just telling you with no edification from outside sources, no third-party edification. So you don't have to take my word for it. But these help us not only cover our incurred costs, but it also really helps us to expand that marketing message and get in front of more people. So we really appreciate you guys. You guys are phenomenal in the way that you guys have supported us. Thank you, guys. So going back to Matthew Bailey's question here, can you elaborate more on the PulseSwap reward token, please? I'm trying to understand how the reward token holds and increases its value. I'm new to the liquidity providing scene, so sorry for the noob question. Not a noob question at all. It's very confusing for a lot of people. So essentially, a lot of these systems that are these automatic market makers, they have their own reward token, these duct taped reward tokens on top of them. And what they're willing to do is with certain liquidity pools, when you provide liquidity, they will reward you for your percentage of the liquidity provided, how much of that liquidity is in USD value. There's a lot of different variables to this, but when you're not only making the fees, but the automatic market maker will pay you sometimes through a DAO to provide that liquidity based upon your percentage of the liquidity provided in that pool. So it's them giving you an extra incentive, an extra reward to provide liquidity on their automatic market maker versus the other person's automatic market maker. So this PulseSwap reward token will probably be similar to what you see in price action with the Uniswap price reward token. I bet he has a higher circulating supply than what Uniswap offers. We don't have details on that yet. But if you're not only making the 0.3% or your percentage of the 0.3% fee on every trade, but you're also making a reward token as earnings for providing liquidity, it's a win-win-win for everybody, guys. So that's how that works. It's the automatic market maker rewarding you with an extra additional token worth some kind of value. And the more people using that system, that tends to make that duct tape token